If you like what you see, if I can please request you to subscribe to my channel. So does inflation favor borrowers or lenders? As we have seen in earlier videos, inflation is basically a general increase in the price of goods and a fall in purchasing power. Inflation can have a very different impact on borrowers and lenders, but depends on the circumstances. So what about borrowers? If wages increase with inflation, and if the borrower owed money before the sudden bout of inflation, this benefits the borrower. The borrower still owes the same amount of money, but now they have a lot more money to pay off their debt. In general, this makes it beneficial for debtors. This is particularly true for longer tenor mortgages and student loans. But you're saying inflation also can help lenders. Well, higher prices means that people need more credit to be able to make their purchases. If the price of a TV has increased from 700 to 800 pounds, lenders can make more money on the additional 100 pounds. Inflation also leads to higher interest rates, which is again beneficial to lenders as they can charge more for the same loans. However, on the same tenet, lenders will lose on existing loans, since these are being paid by funds that have less purchasing power than money initially loaned out. But what about other groups? So are you saying inflation basically redistributes wealth? Well, let's take a closer look and a deep dive. Wages and salary earners. They generally lose because salaries do not rise in proportion to the rise of inflation. Fixed income investors. These groups suffer hugely during inflation. Their money remains fixed while the price of goods increase. Equity investors. Well, those who invest in equity gain. Business activities increase during rising prices, increasing profits and dividends. Businessmen. Producers can gain since their costs do not rise to the extent of the rise in prices of their goods being sold. And finally, what about the government? Well, inflation can have a positive and negative impact on the government. Higher interest rates during times of higher inflation can lead to an increase in borrowing costs for the government. Higher inflation can reduce competitiveness and reduce GDP growth. However, the positive effects are fiscal drag, where people's wages rise in nominal terms, causing them to pay more in direct and indirect taxation. Higher inflation can also cause a reduction in the real value of the government's existing outstanding debt. So my question for the day, what is fiscal drag?